We have Bruno in Brazil. Welcome. Thanks for waiting, Bruno.
Hello, Matt and Jim. Good evening. Thanks for having me. I'm a long-time viewer and first-time caller. Okay.
What have you got for us?
And before we get to the point of my topic, I want to say that I'm a big fan of board games, and I know you are a fan also. And I would like to ask you, what's your favorite board game?
Oh, my favorite board game. So two of my favorite board games of all time are China and Hansa. They're both Michael Schacht games, but right now it's probably Welcome to Your New Home, along with Wingspan and Terraforming Mars.
Yes. Okay.
But let's get on to something that's relevant to the show. You and I can visit about this some other time.
No problem. Yes. Before, I know you are not fond of preambles, but I must say that I'm an agnostic theist and I'm not a Christian, okay? So I'm trying to give you a possible answer to the problem of evil, but in a standpoint of theistic, but it's more like a philosophical exercise, because I have no intention of demonstrating that it is really the case, okay? And to answer the possible question of why I'm calling to the show to give a philosophic matter, it's because this question assumes that a God exists in the first place. So it's already a philosophical matter. No? You can demonstrate that a God exists, but you are already asking if there's a God, why he allows evil in the world, okay? So my answer would be that if you assume that a God exists and no material world exists, and we have eternal souls that can die, that can be destroyed, that will live forever, you can think of this world like, you must say, a sandbox, a playground. And when a father goes with his kid to the playground, he is not very worried that the kid will get injured, or that something awful will happen to him. The probably worst thing that can happen is some other kid to rip his clothes or take his toy, and he will cry, and he will have some conundrum with the other kids. But you say this is life. My kids should socialize with other kids, and that kind of thing is part of life. He will.
Okay, Bruno. You know? Bruno, I'm going to stop you here, and we're going to try and start over, because you said that you had a possible answer to the problem of evil from a theistic standpoint. The problem of evil is specifically that there is a good God who could prevent evil and who doesn't. And specifically, when we're talking about evil, the problem of evil is one where we generally view it as unnecessary, excessive suffering or whatever. What is your solution to that problem?
Yes, that's what my point was. You say excessive evil, but if you, in the light of eternal soul that cannot die and will exist forever, it's hard to define what would be excessive evil. That's what I'm doing this analogy of the playground. You know?
Bruno, let me ask you: Would excessive evil be an infinite punishment for a finite crime? Would you define that as evil?
Oh, no, yes, but okay, I would define that as evil, but...
Isn't that what your God does?
I'm not a Christian, so... No. I don't believe in hell and eternal torture, you know? I don't think...
Bruno, okay? I've given you like 3.5 minutes at this point, when we were guaranteeing at least 30 seconds. I need you, if you're going to actually present a solution to the problem of evil, do you believe in a God that is all good?
I can't. I can't give. I think he's neutral. Okay. He does.
Okay, then I don't care what you think about the problem of evil, and I don't care what your theology has to say, because you don't believe in the God that is the type of, that is part of the problem of evil. And so your solution isn't going to be representative of anybody but you and any theology besides the one you've made up, because you don't have, you don't buy, no, I'm still talking. You don't accept a God that is part of the problem of evil. So why would your proposed solution to it, which you've had minutes to explain and got nowhere near, why would that be relevant?
You see, I'm not talking about a Christian point of view. I'm talking maybe of, how can I say, Allan Kardec kind of standpoint, that things happen in the world, but the evil that happens in the world is irrelevant in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, I'm done, Bruno.
Can live forever.
I'm done, Bruno.
Yeah.
If you're going to call up and say that you have a solution to the problem of evil, you have to work within the bounds of the problem of evil. It is no solution to a philosophical problem to suggest that, oh, the characters described in the God that is the problem aren't the ones that exist. That is not a solution to the problem. So this is the thing is, I'm sure Bruno accepts a world where the problem of evil isn't part of his theology. Cool.
Right.
And it's not part of his theology because he believes in a God. He's an agnostic theist. He believes in a God that is neutral, that he doesn't really know that much about. And so the problem of evil cannot exist within Bruno's theology. Right. And so if that's the case, then you need to, it would be like saying, hey, Matt, what's wrong with this theological argument? And I just say, well, there's no God behind it. Okay. That's not the point. I've never been that impressed with the problem of evil. I realize that many people are. I realize that it has an impact on people. When you say, hey, if there is a God who is all good and all powerful, why do babies get cancer and die? That seems excessive. That seems like before they're even able to walk, talk, think, or do any sort of action, how absurd is it that there's a good God who's all powerful and allows a world where this completely excessive, unnecessary children dying of cancer occurs? Mm-hmm. That has an impact on everybody. But if your solution is to say, well, I don't think God's all good. Well, congratulations. That's like your opinion, bro. You didn't solve the problem. You dismissed it by dismissing the very God that was problematic.
Right.
Now, if you're a theist, if you're a Christian, if you're any stripe of theist that believes in the God of classical theism that is an all good God and all powerful, I would be interested in what you think the solution is to why babies are born with cancer. That would be cool. But if you're just like, you might as well be an atheist calling up, say, hey, I can solve the problem of evil. There is no God. That's essentially what Bruno did, because he's not acknowledging the God in the problem.
Right.